Hello, people of grace. In our upcoming worship service, we're going to be looking at the parable of Jesus, where a master of a house hires laborers to work in his vineyard. And toward the end of that parable, the laborers that are hired, many of them begin to grumble. And we'll look at why they were grumbling more this Sunday. But for our Pastoral Connect today, I just want to talk about the grumble and really look at what it is, how contagious it is, and how dangerous it is. So a grumble and people who were grumbling, the word picture is kind of like, a bunch of birds getting together, but softly, more like a cooing of doves, all chattering with each other quietly, but then also more secretly. So the people don't really necessarily say it in the room. They kind of get a read for who might have a listening ear and kind of work behind the scenes secretly. And they are doing it from a discontented place. And that's what a grumble is. And for a Christ follower, there is this great challenge that if I'm really cultivating the mind of Christ, that I won't be discontent as long as my most basic physical needs are met. That when I say I can do all things through him who strengthens me, in the context of that statement from Philippians, Paul is saying I can be content. And so really we're through this grumbling process. What God is trying to do, sometimes even letting it play out and let people grumble, is to draw out this discontent in us, this dis-ease in us, this unwellness in us, and really talk about that. Because grumbling has always haunted the people of God, and really it started with Satan himself, who for no reason was grumbling against how God had done things. Israel in the wilderness is called out for consistently murmuring or grumbling. And so what I want us to just take a moment to reflect on in preparation for our worship this Sunday is, what is that discontented thing inside of us that's really looking for a reason to grumble? Because it's dangerous. And what you do, you train yourself to do. And what you train yourself to do, you will do. And that's why it is so contagious, because there's this kind of thing of like trying to read the room and find a sympathetic voice and start to just like grumble to your chosen people, your tribe, your group, the people you feel like you can build almost a movement with. And that's problematic and dangerous, because what you train yourself to do, you will do, and it will take a life of its own. You won't end up just being a grumbler. You will be a living, breathing grumble. We need to be careful that we learn to change course more early and start with, what is this discontent that I feel in myself? And is it really as righteous as I want to believe it is? Let me start there, because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can be content in any and every situation. That's a challenging thought, but it's also an encouraging one, so that we don't become an eternal grumble. Have a